Welcome to Good Life. I'm Dean Wilson. So glad you've joined us from wherever you are. We see you joining us from around the world at goodlifetelevision.org, where you can see all these great interviews, great people, overcomers, entrepreneurs, ministers, public servants, basketball players, just about everything. And we got a great one today. You can also find power clips at goodlifetelevision.org, where we see some of those great moments. We break them up into power clips, and of course all the social media platforms. We'd love to have you follow us there. But Good Life is about the good stuff, and we're here to encourage, to inspire, to empower. And one of the things about this program is it's authentic. It's good life, but not like in this glossy, there's no problems, there's no struggles kind of way. It's like, what's the real good stuff, which can happen oftentimes in the midst of suffering, difficulty, pain that we all experience. So that's what Good Life is all about. Buckle up, because today we have the great, and I really mean that, Pastor Chuk Reed is with me. Pastor, welcome.
I'm going to write you a
sign
check
an
right
autograph?
now for the great.
Chuck and
Thank you,
I have known each other a little while. I was fortunate enough to be a guest on his television program, which was an absolute ball. We had a great time, and we will today as well. I want to start with where you started. No place to start like the beginning. You're raised in a middle-class home in Watts, went to Amos Memorial Christian Methodist Episcopal Church. They had you teach in Sunday school, and you're actually ordained at 17 years old and working with the youth. Talk a little bit about your ministry road and what it's been like all these years being called to ministry. And I know it hasn't been about the title for you, but it's been about ministry. You know, talk about that.
Well, I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy, and like any other person in life, once you start experiencing life, you learn from it. You know, we can read a textbook, but until you get into the machine shop and build it, and then put it on the track and make it run, then you see what it does. And that's how life was for me. And at that age of 17, I thought I knew everything, and life happened, and I had to make some choices. Which way you gonna go, Doc? Yeah. Right. Which way you gonna go?
Right.
And I made some choices, and I want to say I made some choices, but we know how it is when we say I. But,
right.
And that's how you have to make choices in life.
So you're called to Santa Barbara. Your first Sunday at church as a minister there. Wow. You took a walk and you ended up in a park, and there was a homeless person, and you said that kind of had an impact on your perspective in terms of, if I'm up, in this pulpit doing this, I need to do that.
Yeah.
But talk a little bit about, because you've had a heart for the homeless, you've worked with people on the streets, but talk about how the heart change maybe that occurred.
I think it wasn't so much. It is a progression, but that moment in Santa Barbara as a new pastor, kind of grounded my eyes to what I needed to do here locally, right? Yeah. Not just globally, but just locally. As a new pastor in town, I'm nervous. First Sunday, I don't know what to do. I'm nervous. I'm crazy. I think my sermons, you're a pastor. You write a sermon, and you look at it and you guess it. And so that's why I was nervous. So I have to take my morning walk, and I walk a block down from where we're parked at, the church was at, Upstate Street, to a little park. And as I'm walking through this park, I see two guys in the corner. It's 8 o'clock in the morning or so, and I see one guy, he's tied off, and the other guy is hitting him. And I'm like, wow, how can I pastor a church less than 2 golf ball swings away from where guys are shooting up, moments before I open up the pulpit?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you have to address that issue before you can ever walk and talk to these fine dressed folks with their hats and their suits and their ties and their Bibles. Right. Talk to the guys with the needles.
Yeah.
Dude, that could be me. It could be us. It could be anybody.
Right.
Anybody's son, anybody's kid.
Right.
Talk to that dude. And that's really what switched me up for ministry.
And how do you, in your work with the homeless, in your work with maybe a drug addict or just somebody who's just on the street, choosing that or not choosing that, whatever. What do you say? Like when you walk up, how do you handle it?
I do just what you're doing. You sit down and you talk to them. Hey, bruh. Hey, friend. My name is Dean.
What's your name?
And that's where it starts. My name is Jesus. You're the lady by the well. Well, I'm not supposed to talk to you. Surely. We shouldn't be communicating. Surely. But as a sister, as a brother, I can't look at that. I got like this. Come on.
Yeah.
Guy on the side of the road, you know, the preacher looked at him.
Right.
The rabbis looked at him. The church folks looked at him. That biker dude got off his ride. His hog jumped out and helped him. So, what is ministry? Who was the minister?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cameraman, he's doing TV ministry.
Yeah.
Bless me with the technical skills. Hey, Chuck, you got to plug the thing in before you try to turn the camera on. Oh,
Right.
It's a ministry, technical ministry.
Yeah. We all have a part.
It's a part. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we can't do it without each other.
Oh, definitely.
You know, I mean, it's interesting that that they call it a body because, you know, the pinky's overlooked.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
You get a toothache, it's game time. It's game over until that's fixed. Like every part of the body matters and every part works together
Yes.
to make it work.
Yeah.
And that's such a interesting.
Very vital.
Yes.
You can't discount it.
Right.
Discount it. So one Sunday, I was feeling real good about myself. And I'm getting ready for church. Me and the wife are getting ready. And normally, this is a good Sunday because normally she's late. She's early. She's ready to go to and as I'm getting ready for church, I stub my toe.
Oh.
Ooh, you know, that little,
Yeah.
you know, 2% of the, 1% of the flesh on my entire body.
Right.
And I can't even preach. The word of the Lord has gone.
Yeah.
I said, God, beep, 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 beep. You know what I mean?
Right.
So our flesh, man, is so, it's so, man. I play guitar and I cut my finger. It took me almost 2 years before I could get to that, before I could hit it again because that flesh. I had to learn how to play like this.
Right.
Because my flesh, so weak, we're so weak.
And, you know, and in the body, if you think, sticking with the analogy,
Yeah.
if one part hurts,
It's hurting.
the whole
Yes.
part, the whole body cares, the whole body responds.
Yeah.
The whole
We should.
should.
If you feel the pain.
Should.
Yeah.
Right.
If you tie it off and you don't feel it, you put a tourniquet on and you don't
Right,
you
right,
tie it
right.
off like those guys shooting that poison. If you
Right.
tie off your poison, you don't feel it.
Right. That's
Yeah, beautiful flowers. I cut one off, but I still have beautiful flowers, but that cute one's gone.
yeah.
That beloved one's gone.
Isn't that interesting? What gets you up in the morning?
What gets me up?
Yep.
Well, the morning starts about 12:01. And so I'm always late for the day. Yeah, so about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, Lord will tap me on the shoulder and say, boy, you better get running. You're 3 hours late. You wasted 3 hours. Think of that every day. If you had to look at the Lord and say, look, because I slept till 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, Lord, I just wasted 8 hours of your day.
So you're an early riser.
You have to be. Satan is. He's up at 12:06, waiting for that party to be over. That I used to hang out. He's waiting for that party to hang up. Oh, it's the witching hour. Cinderella's coming home. Let's catch her.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. So I remember watching so many of our young sisters walking home at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, looking so vulnerable. Satan's up waiting for them, crawling.
Yeah, not a lot of good stuff's happening at that hour.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if the Lord blesses me to wake up at 3 or 4 or 5 in the morning, thank you.
Yeah.
I get to see that day.
Yeah.
Oh, so
And you've
hallelujah.
worked as a police chaplain.
Yes.
And that is that the same thing as a community liaison officer, or are those different things?
They migrated into one. They migrated. I think it was something. Sometimes the position is made for you,
Okay.
and that's
Okay.
kind of what it was. They saw the work, so when people can't beat you, they join you. The PD couldn't beat me, so they joined me.
Got it.
We see what he's doing on the street.
Yeah.
He is in the corner. Well, hey, dude, we got the perfect job for you. I said, yeah, I know. You should be doing it. Instead of arresting some of these people, and that's not a criminal. That dude is broken. A crackhead is not a criminal until he commits a crime. Skateboarding is not a crime unless you do it on the mayor's steps
Right.
and you run over the mayor's toe, then it's a crime because that's an injury. So, how do you look at it? So, I don't know.
Is this systemically, in terms of how we deal with drug addicts, what needs to change, or what's the best approach?
What if it was your mother that was a drug addict?
That's right. How would you want to do it?
Right? So how do you deal with that drug addict? That's my mama. And so how does that mama deal with the child? And my baby. Start there. I do this thing with my swim team. I have a little baby doll, and every once in a while, I'll throw the baby in the pool. And I start counting. I said, I don't care what you're doing in life, you better stop and see the baby in the pool. I don't care how many laps you got to do, you better see the you swam by the baby? Extra push-ups for you. So we have to take care of one another.
Yeah.
You have to see the need.
And the answer's just incarcerating doesn't.
No. So there are. And this will be cruel. Be cruel, but there are bugs you squash, and there are bugs you need. There comes a time in life where I don't make the decisions, but I wish I could.
Yeah.
I wish swat that bad guy. He did a horrible thing. That's.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, and you made a bad mistake, Doc. You made a mistake. Can you fix? I'm gonna fix that. I'll spend the rest of my life correcting that.
Yeah. Right.
What you gonna do?
Right.
What you gonna do? I was offered. What you gonna do, Chuck? A cop said, Chuck, what you gonna do with your life? At the end of every practice, get out of here. Do something with your life. That's what a cop. Do something with your life. So at the end of every swim team practice, get out the pool. Go home. Do something with your life. Get a job. Do something. Finish school. Do some push-ups. Tell your parents you love them. Make them think. And that drug addict, that homeless person, that preacher, he just needs somebody to sit by him and say, man, you're all right. Yeah, you're all right. You ain't perfect. I know you're not perfect. Show me a perfect preacher. Right? I've never seen one.
Right.
Other than that, you don't, right? So we're all human, we're flesh.
Right.
Yeah, even
I want to talk about your son.
Woo, mercy. Happy birthday, JR. Today is his birthday.
Today's his birthday.
That's why I took this date.
Oh,
I
really?
knew it would touch all of us.
Well, I want you to talk about him, and I want you to. You lost. Just for people that don't know, you lost a son at age 29 from leukemia. Unimaginable for most people to think about losing a child. Walk us through that.
Imagine if I took this ink pen and shoved it through the center of your soul and your body and your physical thing and your brain and your mind and your emotions and your faith and everything you believed in life and threw it out. And I left that sitting there. What would be left? That's how I felt. And I'm trying to pastor a church. I'm trying to be a chaplain. I'm trying to be a husband. I'm trying to be the father to my surviving daughter. I'm trying to be a friend. I'm trying to be an upstanding citizen. I'm trying to not be mad at my racist neighbors who call me out of my name. I'm trying to not be mad at the police who pull me over just because I'm driving my black. And then deal with the emotions of losing your child. And they say, he didn't snap. So when we say what makes a person snap, take any one of those things, you can snap.
Right.
And then you put all those things together. I'm in the pulpit. Praise the Lord. My heart is like, Lord, you let me down on that one, Doc. We need to talk. Come down here. Let's talk about that boy.
Yeah.
Why you take that one? I can tell you about 10 people on my church board I wish you would take today. And he got 4 of them now. So that's the reality. It's my baby. So if you make these, that's the love of God. God sent his only son to deal with us.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's the beauty of it. And that's when I got to the point where I had the Lord in a headlock, and I had him too. He was down for the count. And the Lord said, "Okay, I'm tapping out, Chuck." And then the Lord said, "Chuck, I took care of your son. I took care of my son. I'll take care of yours." And I'm like, "Oh, yes, sir. You got me. Yeah, you're right. You did take care of your son. So my son is in your hands. So we're good. High five. Match over." He said, "Now go on and finish my work, boy."
Wow.
Well, you got to finish the work. Work still got to be done. I don't care what you lose. How many paraplegics you know still got to go to work? Lose an arm, lose an arm. You still got to go to work. Got to go to work.
How long was the process of him when he was diagnosed with leukemia to when he passed?
2 weeks after we were assigned to pastor here, right?
Oh, really?
So we were assigned to pastor here, and so originally I thought so Bishop called us into the office and said, "We want you to go pastor a church. We got two choices: Bakersfield," and I had buddies in Bakersfield. I love Bakersfield, or Santa Barbara. And my wife kicks me, boom, Santa Barbara, because it's like what's the old show with Zsa Zsa Gabor?
Oh, right.
And yeah, Green Acres.
Right.
That's what it would have looked like. My wife is a very classy lady, and she kicked me and said, "Well, you better go to Santa Barbara." And we get to Santa Barbara, and I'm pastoring this beautiful church. I'm going to do everything, make the whole community better. And my son gets diagnosed. The 2 years going into it, he gets extreme chemo. They bring him back, and he goes through it. He's a champ. He's a champ. He's a good-looking, strong guy like me, right? You would expect that, the heart of a champ. And he comes through 2 years after that, and he's doing well. He returns to work, and he's doing well. So we had a 2-year cycle of the hospital, learning how to navigate the chemo issues and how to. I don't wish that on anybody, man. It's a struggle, right? You become a doctor, right? You learn to. So anyhow, and then you watch him recover, and then the crazy part about cancer survivors, now they know they can beat anything. So he was like, "Shh, dude, Dad, I beat that." So I protected him from gangbangers, from Crips, thugs, bloods, sluts, tramps, bad cops, crooked cops, drugs. I protected him from all that. I could not protect him from cancer. So now I gotta watch him suffer and die. He gets he goes back to work. He's doing well, and he gets a mediocre cold, and his immune system is so corrupted, it racks him down. So he goes back from 200-pound beefy guy, like, looking good, to he's just sucked away in a few months, and then you can just see the writings on the wall. My baby's gonna go. So I look at it like as having 4 years to say goodbye. Because there are those parents that get that phone call.
Right.
"Hello, Mr. Reed." "Yes." Charles Jr.? "Yeah." "Well, you can come identify the vehicle. We can't even find a body." So what is that like?
Yeah.
So you have to look at it. You have to put, sister, a child that I taught in swim team, whose body was flushed away in the flood, was just recovered. Think about that mother who's battling with the loss of a child, and I can't even find him.
Yeah.
I can't even. There was no goodbye.
Yeah.
So you have to look at it like, oh, I had 4 years to say goodbye. We did his. I had a beer with him. I had a drink. We talked about stuff. We threw elbows. We shot basketball. We played jump. We did some sea walking together. We had a good time. I had 4 years to say, "Hey, son, I'll see you when I get there."
Yeah.
Clear a space for me. I know where you'll be at.
Right.
Get a space, but you still don't want to give up your baby boy. You don't want to do that.
Death is just such an unnatural thing when you think about it, because we weren't made to die. I mean, that parting, the goodbye.
Can I call a timeout?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I disagree. The Lord told us that. He said, "Get ready." He told us to be ready for that interchange in the blink and twinkling of an eye. He told us to get ready. It's going to go down. This has got to go. I love this sweatshirt. This is one of his sweatshirts. Right? Sooner or later, the threads will wear out.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, it'll bleach out.
Yeah.
Sooner or later.
True.
Yeah. And so you have to look at it that way, man.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, that old eggshell and that old shell that it looks good. You're a very sexy guy right now.
Right, of course.
But sooner or later, Doc, you're going to be and that shell's gonna break. That egg was good though.
Even this pink tie's gonna wear out.
No, I think pink ties are eternal. I think that's
It lives forever.
Yeah, only a bold man, like this shirt. Only those
Yeah.
who are bold in the Lord.
Right.
So you're wholly
These
bold.
colors are who we are. We're
yeah,
bright.
Yeah.
Obviously.
How much time do we have? Do you have a lot of time?
We got 10 minutes. But show me your books. What do you got for me? You
So-
got books.
So
I have
prophetically,
more questions, but
I know you do. And so, like I told you when you did my show,
Yeah.
I told it was part 1 of a 13-part series. Right? And so,
That's right.
And so you've been doing this. This is part.
Yeah.
And so the crazy. I'm not prophetic. I just see things. And when I met you, I said, this dude's gonna go. That's what I saw. And now here I am. Now I'm on your show.
Yeah. Here we are.
And so how many more? You got a bigger wingspan. I'm just a little chicken. I was barely getting off the ground. But you're flying with the big birds. You know? Right?
This guy.
Right? And so that's the kind of, and so I just, it's more amazing than the little Chuck. And so here I go. You're talking about when I was a kid, 78, 79.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this hand right here, this is a blessed hand. This hand it's a magical hand. And this hand was able to touch a whole lot of kids and say, hey man, you're magic because of this hand. 1979.
Oh. No way.
1979, because I thought somebody told me I was a big man, I went to a big man's camp. I was the smallest guy there. Something said, keep your day job. And I started coaching kids. And in coaching those kids, I took a group of my kids to see that guy play, and they took that picture of me shaking
way.
Magic
I gotta
Johnson's
see that.
hands.
Can I see that?
Yeah. So when you have your program, and it's, the
Or you-
cover's getting ready to fall off. It's like going to disintegrate. It's very old. Hold on, it's really fragile. It's going
Okay.
like.
I got it.
So that's me and magic.
This is you right here?
And so this is a magic hand, because I told my kids I would high five. You got the magic touch. And they would go out and they would play. Yeah, Chuck, we have the magic touch.
And he signed this.
And he signed it. But he signed it like 8-10 years later when I had to finally catch up, because once he became famous, that's his first year.
His first year, 79.
Man, I was nobody. He was just a young buck from Michigan. Now look at him.
How great is that?
Right? Yeah. So we don't know who we touch.
Yeah. Right.
Now, did I make him great, or did he make me great?
That's a great question.
I'm still coaching kids, and every day I touch them and bless them in the name of the Lord, and they swim faster. And I've been doing this. You guys, now that you're swimmers, look out for those who may be in trouble. Look out for the small ones who may be drowning, because one of those children may be in trouble. It may be drowning. It may be shooting up.
Yeah.
It may be whatever.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing since that picture was taken.
How great.
Blessing those children. You can't do that in the church, because church folks think they know the Bible. They think they know it. But you can spark some stuff in a child with a magic touch. I hold my hand up high. Give me 5. I can't touch it. Try. Jump. Reach. Set your goals high. Don't set your goal down there. They said you can't do nothing. But you can do all that plus. You could be magic. You could be Wizard Kelly, greatest ball player in the world.
Who?
Wizard Kelly. You never heard of Wizard
No.
Kelly? Do your research, Wizard Kelly.
Wizard Kelly.
Wizard
Did he play in the
Kelly.
league or
He was a cartoon character. That's why he's the greatest in the world.
so he didn't play in the league. Yeah. Wizard Kelly.
Wizard Kelly.
That's genius. What else you got?
Just that in my word, and then I have, because the Bible has all the stuff that I want to do one day.
What's your favorite verse or passage?
Let brotherly love continue.
Can I
Hebrew
see
13.
Can I see that thing?
That's my preaching Bible.
It is.
Yeah, Hebrew 13. And when I got in town, they said, don't use that Bible because it's too small.
It is a
And
little
they,
small.
and they
I
got
don't have
mad
my
at
glasses.
me. Yeah. I said, but hey, the word is powerful.
Yeah. Doesn't come back void.
Never.
My favorite verse, Colossians 1:13 and 14. Your translation is a little different. Who hath delivered us from the power of darkness and translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins. Redemption's a powerful thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You've probably seen lots of stories of redemption in
Yes.
your work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything better than an old guy becoming new, addict becoming free, racist becoming loving. Is there anything more
Can
fun?
I quote you from the book of Chuk?
Yes, you can. You're quoting me?
Yeah, I'm quoting you from the book
you
of
are.
Chuk. You talked about all those people.
Yeah.
This is your quote.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So a
The
little
closer
nerve-wracking.
I get to God, the bigger he gets.
Ah, yes. That's right.
And I worked on that. And they work on that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Isn't that great?
And that's what it's about.
You know where I thought of that? As we were in Washington, D.C., driving near the Washington Monument.
Yeah.
And we were way far away. I mean, all the kids. And the closer we got to it, the bigger it got. And I was like, this is interesting.
God in real time.
Yeah.
That book in real time.
Right.
Revealed to you.
Right.
That's what it does. You
And
have
this
to see
is
it in
alive.
real time.
This is
Real
alive.
time.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
I'm speaking your words.
Thank you. Well, that's great.
Echoing.
Yeah.
Your words.
Yeah,
So
thank
think
you.
about if I can capture your words, how many children will your words touch? Oh my God.
Yeah. This is like a party, isn't it? Cheers. Should we toast?
That's why I love you,
The
man.
Good Life. Pastor Chuk, thank you for joining us. This has been Good Life with Pastor Chuk. Thank you, brother. See you next time.